It never ends,
Well,
I'm
thank
sure.
you.
Okay.
We appreciate your time, sir. It's nice to
All right.
get to talk
And
to you.
Teray knows how to get to me.
Okay, perfect, perfect.
All right.
Did you call for this meeting?
Right.
So what?
Did you call for this meeting? Did you call for this
Excuse me.
meeting?
I'm Anthony Douglas. Who are you?
I'm over Williams.
Over William?
Who
organized this meeting?
No commission.
Mark Lewis did?
Yeah. Have you talked to him?
Good job, Mark.
For what?
No, he the one
For
called
helping
us.
with this meeting. Who coordinated this meeting?
This meeting was coordinated by Reverend Davis.
Reverend Davis?
Oh, okay.
So the church coordinated the meeting.
Yes.
Yeah, Reverend
Okay.
Davis coordinated this meeting, and this meeting was not coordinated by We the People, Mark Lewis, or anything like that. It was just only Reverend Davis.
So the Unitarian Church did.
The Unitarian Church did that. That's all who gets the spot for this meeting right here.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great.
And I heard you speaking about like Ples Thomas.
Yeah.
He's not.
And who are you?
I'm Christy.
Hi, Miss Chris.
How you doing?
I'm Anthony Douglas. I'm your state president of Oklahoma.
Right, I know who you are. But see,
In reference to that.
we don't have
We did not
the
organize
NAACP here.
What happened to the close-up? Because I just met with him. I met with the leadership today.
They're not active here.
Yes, they are, man.
No,
We went to a meeting and he said that
When
they
did
were
you
told
go
by
to
the
a meeting?
national. Ples Thompson said they were told by the national that they
When did you go
were
to
not
the
to do
meeting?
anything
about 2
except
months ago.
they were not supposed to do anything
Okay.
to obtain membership.
Let me do this for you. As your state president, I reorganized and it's given them the authorization to operate. So approximately maybe 2 or 3 months ago when you attended that meeting, you may have said that under that circumstance, but they in full operation. So
But can I tell you my concerns I have with that?
Right.
if you would step aside with it, can we move down? Yeah.
I mean, is this off the record or something?
Yeah.
No, you can come.
I mean, the public needs to.
No.
I mean, you don't think the public needs to be aware?
Let me just say this to you. I'm not here to badger or to listen badger of anybody.
That's all right, but I know you're president.
But let me just say this also. I ask you to step away because that's national media. And they don't need to hear us bad-mouthing each other.
No, we just asking questions.
So, bad man.
So I want to make sure we step away so what we can talk freely.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell the truth. But the thing is here, Ples Thomas, he's not for us. He does whatever Kevin and Jack tells him to do. And that's never has anything to do with the community. If you notice, Kevin Matthews has not said one word about what happened. Jack Henderson has not said one word about what happened. This is their home. This is their district. Thanks to Mike Shelton, he called for an investigation, and he represents Oklahoma City. And Ples Thomas haven't even said anything. Haven't said one word.
No, there's been no local,
So there's been nothing.
conversation.
There's never nothing about things that goes on. Even when things happen with Jeremy Lake, what's the guy at the BOK Center?
Right. It's been 3 murders.
Yeah.
No statement.
They are totally ineffective.
Great story.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're totally ineffective, and we're tired of it. We're tired of our sons dying. We're tired of our men dying, and nobody is saying anything but us. And that has to change. So when we see you here, we're like, okay, well, the state is here, but we don't even really have a local chapter. They work for themselves. They do things to benefit themselves. And it needs to something needs to change.
It needs to be addressed.
It really needs to be addressed. It needs to be addressed.
Let me say this to you. Because I travel all 7 counties. And I know everything happening in every city, more than you know. I've heard your concerns from a lot of levels, from a lot of different people. But one of the things, my first thing I ask people, are you a member? Do you have a member?
We went to the meeting. Listen.
Let
What
me-
he told
let me-
us,
let me-
he said we
listen
not.
to me.
Okay, but I'm just telling you.
No, but-
I know what you're saying. I'm
Let
just
me
telling you what he
help
told
you out.
us.
I'm going to help you out.
So you don't repeat this, and we don't have to go through this
I'm
again.
going to help you out. When I ask people are they a member, I say that to you because first of all, I need you guys to get your membership. I need you to go to the meetings as members. Because I can email you, get your
Didn't we go to the meeting to sign up?
We did. We went to sign up for the
Let me
meeting.
finish. I can email it to you where you go online.
We already got it in hand, but he said
Now.
we can't do nothing because
Now.
we've been told we can't move
Now.
with anything right
Let
now.
me say this to you because there's people call me from around the state of Oklahoma. When I ask you guys as members, when you have a problem with my local leadership, send it to me in writing. And based on what you put in writing, I will deal with them.
But what about when you're standing in front of us?
And
we address it
When you're
in that
standing up
format.
in front of me, I have to be fair enough to go back to them to say, they said that you said that he said.
Right.
I don't do that.
Okay.
What you put in writing, I take it back to them and ask them to respond to in writing. So I can come back to you guys and say, this is the response I received in writing. I run a legal business.
Right.
I won't get into I heard that you say that he
Oh,
said.
absolutely.
But I hope
we're
you
just
can
kind of
respect
looking
that.
for some solutions
Now-
as to, you know, that type of scenario.
Now,
What would be normal solutions for a scenario like that?
for a
I mean, what would
scenario-
you offer?
for a solution, like you went to the meeting and you was faced with those challenges right
Right.
there in the meeting. My solution is when you contact me in writing. Say, we attended this meeting
Right.
and this is what happened.
Okay.
And we, as members, are not members,
How you like me?
disagree with the way we're being treated.
Gotcha. All right, that's cool.
Then what happens from my level is your state president. I'm not taking Mr. Clare's side, Thompson's side, anybody's side. But at my level, what I do is I do a official report and also file my report to the national to have a record for further investigation. So it's not just kept in Oklahoma, kept quiet.
Okay, so has the NAACP made a statement about this issue? Has there been a formal statement made?
Yes,
Where can we find that
I made the
statement?
statement.
I mean in writing.
Yes, I'll put all my statements to writing.
You have a copy?
Yes, I'll leave
May I
it with
please?
you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's a pleasure to meet
Okay.
you.
I'm going to give, let me see, I'll give you my cards.
Okay.
But if you put it to me in writing, I will respond to you in writing.
All right,
Because
thank you.
Tulsa, we're drowning here. We're drowning.
Let me say this about Tulsa.
Membership, lifetime.
No, memberships. Let me say this about Tulsa. I was here in Tulsa, what I call the Good Friday shooting. I can tell you from the Good Friday shooting and the time I spent here in Tulsa, from day one it happened, I was here. And been here ever since. But when it came time to go to the courthouse, I've seen very few African Americans in the courthouse when that trial went on. Were y'all aware of that?
And that should let you know how the leadership is.
No,
Absolutely.
it wasn't about the leadership that I looked at. I looked at where was the community.
What was the NAACP organization?
I was here,
No, not you, the state. I'm talking about locally.
and they was there with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because
Get the
At
word
the
out?
time of the Good Friday shooting, Reverend Blakely.
yeah, I know, because I was
Yeah.
part of that.
Yeah.
Reverend
I was
Blakely.
with all of those ministers on stage.
Right.
Absolutely.
But sometimes
You were
one of the things when the TV
Because
cameras
when we
were
went
here-
into the community to keep those people from reacting to what had happened, I didn't see nobody's faces, no politics, not you, not the local. I didn't see anybody.
Right.
It was our community group who got together and stopped them from retaliating.
let me just say this to you. At the state level,
So that pompous behavior doesn't work
No, I
with
didn't
me.
get in contact. Yeah. At the state level, a lot of times I'm at the legislation, I'm at the governor's office, I'm at the attorney general's office. So a lot of times you may not see me down on the ground locally.
Okay, well I'm just saying, you just said I didn't see
But-
people at the courthouse. I'm saying I didn't see
At
you
the
either.
courthouse.
That's a two-way street.
But I'm saying when the trial started.
Okay.
All right. And sometimes I'm at the DA's office making sure that these charges are properly brought.
Well, nobody has spoken in the last 3 murders. Not one statement.
matter
Just
of
the
fact,
first and only statement
no.
I've seen
Absolutely.
from the
You don't
NAACP, local or state.
Let me say this. If you go on Facebook, we have an NAACP.
I know about that too.
Hold up. If you give me your email or you email me, I'll put you in my database because I have made statements with other groups in reference to Jeremy Lake and some of the other cases around the state of Oklahoma. So it may not have, from the state level, may not be just on Jeremy Lake, but it's talking about the other state.
You're doing your job.
Now-
Okay, that's your job. But
Now,
I'm
let
talking
me
on a
say
local
this.
level.
Let me-
It's
So
dead.
that we can participate, because
Yes.
your state, we're
Let me
we're
ask this
local.
question. The African American women that were sexually abused in Oklahoma City by the police officer,
Yeah.
how many of you from Tulsa came up to stand with them?
How many of us knew?
Well, we didn't come
Now,
up. What
let me
happened
say-
was, well, hold on, let me answer that. What happened is that we organized, there was a rally with the Oklahoma artists, and we
Artists for
were
Justice.
a part of
Artists
that.
for Justice,
But
yeah.
what happened is that they went ahead and changed the court date. And when they
Not
changed
that,
the court
not
date,
that, not
okay,
that
which
day,
one are you
not
talking
that.
about? Okay.
I'm talking about the date when it initially happened and I had a press conference. Reason I say that because one of the things I'm trying to say to you guys today, in order for us to work together, we must communicate.
Right.
We may not can do it on the phone, text, but email me. I personally read all my emails and respond back to them.
Yeah.
If
Mr.
you put
Douglas,
it in writing.
that's going to be an effort that comes from the leadership here too, as well.
Right.
In the
that's
local
Right,
chapter.
because it feels like you're blaming us for
No.
being active. That's not
Here's what,
happening.
here's what I blame the community for.
Nothing. Honestly, we can't. I'm gonna be honest with you.
No,
we cannot.
sir.
Okay,
Hold
go ahead. You say your piece. Because this is what happens. We go to start blaming the community. At this point in time, there's nobody's fault, but we have a problem.
No. Here's the problem.
We're just politically unorganized and
Here's our
unstructured
problem.
in our community.
Do
lack
we
an
vote?
internal agenda.
Yes,
Yes, we do.
Now,
And you see this
That's-
flag
that's-
is voted. That's our senator now.
hold up.
Yeah.
We vote, right?
We do.
So as you vote for your elected official, then we vote for our leadership. Who appoints our leadership? Because we have some individuals become what we call self-appointed leaders. So when I say do we vote, in other words, we have to band together and vote. As we vote you in, we come strong enough to vote you out. So if you're not representing us, then we must call them to the carpet and say you must go.
We
right?
doing that too. That's why
what
we
we've
talking
been
about
saying.
it.
That's why we talking to you.
right.
Because we want that to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm not even in your
So I'm
district.
calling the
But-
local
and-
to the
and I-
carpet.
And I told you on your Facebook page, Anastasia, you all need to call
On
for
my
Anastasia
Facebook.
Pittman to be off the Black Caucus chair.
Bla-
Because how you gonna pacify with the racists? That's
Yeah.
that's straight coonery.
That's right.
Okay.
Straight up.
Okay, let me say this here. I'm gonna make a statement to you guys tonight. Whether you agree with me or disagree. Okay? The young man Levi Pettis. How well do you know him?
Levi Pettis.
The ones that he want to hang the M people, the niggas from trees on that bus.
How well any of you know him? Have you ever met him?
Of course I don't know.
Have any of you met his parents?
No.
Now I'm not making excuses for that young man. I'm not here to accept this apology. But what I want to tell you, his mom and dad are members of my Ardmore NAACP. Now, let me finish. That's not an excuse for his action. But what that to say, when you join a fraternity sorority, what we call under legacy, and you go along to get along, you wind up saying
That
things.
explains it.
But-
So his parents were members of
But-
the
no,
national
no.
NAACP
No, hold on.
or the local Ardmore chapter of
Ardmore.
NAACP.
But nobody knew that.
Oh, that explains it.
The ministers and Anastasia did not know nothing about
That
this.
explains it.
That really
So
does.
when you jump on TV and you start looking at the
We
wealth,
talking to the head coon right now.
when you start,
I'm serious.
Ma'am,
Don't try to
I
explain
don't
it.
know
I'm
you.
sorry. I'm
Let
sick
me
and
tell you
tired of
something.
being here in this state, and we have black people who
Why
sell
don't you
us
take a
out
leadership
all
role?
the time. You know
Yeah,
what? I
she is
will,
a
and I'm
leader.
tired of people
Okay.
saying take a
When you
leadership
say-
What's the
role.
chance
You
of
should be here for us
reversing
to
it?
listen
When
to
I'm
our
talking to
concerns
you-
for the people.
when I'm
You
talking to
worried
you-
about people because
No,
they
no.
are sitting up
Let me say this to
in
you.
your
When I
organization. Hey,
talk
wear
to
some
you,
white. Ooh.
I'm trying to explain something to you that you don't know about.
We
The
do
reason-
know about it. With all the
Let me say this,
respect,
ma'am.
Mr. Douglas,
Let me say
we
this.
do.
The reason I
We've been
say-
knowing forever.
Let me say
and
this.
it's the same
When I
system,
was
the
saying-
same response
Hold
to
up.
the system. No solutions, no real solutions,
Ma'am.
because people
We the people,
like
Mark.
you are benefiting
That's all it is.
from the
Don't be the
system.
We the people.
I'm
Good
gonna
night,
try to be
Mr.
in there
Douglas.
right now.
We rely on
That's what
Well,
we got to do.
co-opted organizations to handle us.
Gatekeepers.
Exactly.
Gatekeepers.
Well,
All right.
Good job, bro.
Mr.
Stay up.
Mr. Douglas. Well, let me say this before everyone leaves.
Yes, please.
Mr. Douglas. This is the problem that I think this can sum up everything.
okay,
And I just use this one case.
okay.
From April the 2nd to April the 16th, not one major or not one organization has stepped up and denounced that.
Okay.
We, as a collective body of people, stepped up and said, this is wrong.
Okay.
And then what happened is that we had Representative Mike Shelton say what he said, and we got your email today was stating, but you guys are looking at the same thing we're looking at. But no, why do we have to push our leaders to do these things when you guys see the same thing? So what happens is, no disrespect, what happens is the people become agitated with the leadership, okay? So we take up arms with ourselves and say, we can't put our faith and trust in leadership, so we're going to start our own little correlation. And so what happens is, now we got leadership coming down here saying, hey, you guys come back to us. But you guys were never there in the fight.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. And I think, and
2 weeks.
And no disrespect to NAACP, this is also directed to elected officials or anything. We are on the ground.
That's right.
And what happens is, everyone sits down and it was like, well, we want to see if this catch weight. We want to see if this catch weight. Why? You guys see it's wrong, acknowledge it, make a statement, and let us feel like you have our interest. That's all I have to say about it. And I understand. Go ahead.
It's no disrespect at all.
Let me go and say it to you.
Okay.
I didn't come down here to run your program.
This is not what I'm talking about now. Go ahead.
It ain't a program. It's life or death.
I came down here to support your
program.
It's yours too, Mr. Douglas.
Let me finish.
It is.
I came here
Stick around, Tulsa.
to support your cause. Not to come in to tell you to come follow me, let me take over. I stood in the back of the room, but I wanted to make sure you know I was here as the state president.
I'm thankful that you are here. I'm not saying that I'm just, my problem is that when our leadership fails to acknowledge the problems and the people have to push our leadership to acknowledge the problem, that in lines is a problem.
It's highly
It really is. Without constructive criticism, none of us will grow. And so if we have to come to each other to give the right and proper criticism to help each other grow, then that's all this here body is doing. And when we talk to you about Pledge Thompson or any other NAACP leadership that's supposed to be coming this here way, that really we haven't seen any activity. That's not to say that we don't want to be involved pertaining to the NAACP or any organization. Did the All African People Revolutionary Report?
You guys,
as I said to you, I said email your concerns, your issues, your problems. I said I do it.
But these issues are open. Once they hit the news, we know we have an issue. We know we have an issue. It shouldn't require us to have a problem with the local. Okay, I got you. Well, we got a problem.
I gave you my card. I didn't try to hide.
All right.
We just, like I said, you go.
All right.
Could I get one of your cards?
Yeah.